So we are on the best run of form we have been on since we started the save, at least in the third tier. Unfortunately, our striker has just got injured once again. So yeah, Emil Chambo has picked up another injury. Obviously, our main man. It's about 5 weeks or 2 months, so not the worst, not as bad as last season. But he's already getting close to his numbers for last season. As you can see, he's been instrumental this year. 5 goals in 7, really taken to the league this time round. His best return was 12, so we're trying to improve on that. But at the minute, yeah, he only got 7 last year, so he's already nearly matched what he did last year. He got 4 assists last year as well, so 11 goal contributions. He's currently at 6. But we are without him for a bit. Other than that, though, things have been going brilliantly. We have been very, very good. As you can see, nowhere near a relegation scrap. We have definitely made progress. And if anything, I'm actually looking at trying to get into the top 2, trying to get into a promotion place in some form. We're currently battling out with quite a few other teams, but we've got 5 wins in 7, just the 1 draw. And just the 1 loss as well. So good stuff there. Yeah, like I say, 5 wins in 7. I think we won 7 games overall last year, or was it 9 games overall last year? We only had 2 away wins last year. Well, we've already done that. So we won. Obviously, you saw the opening 2 games. Following that, we beat Boden's 2-0 at home. We then won 2-1 away. So there's our second away win done. Yes, we've got our 2 away wins that's the entirety of the away wins we got last year. We then drew with Atvidaberg's 2-2 at home. We then lost 2-1 away to Nordic. This is me thinking now, oh, this was just a purple patch. We're going to revert back to normal. But no, we then beat Lungskyle 2-1 at home. So we're good. We're doing well. Like I say, things are going well. Rosberg even scored in that game. So things are going well. I do think the new tactic, the 4-2-4, is suiting us a little bit. We do have 2 games today. We've not been able to do any more transfers. I've got a few loans that are going to come in July. I don't know if they're any good or not. We may just keep them in the youth teams because they're free loans. We're playing Eskilstuna today away and then Sundsvall at home. I'm going to have a quick check of this ground because we were meant to be doing an away day, but there's something telling me we might have actually already done this one. Well, I don't think we have done this away day, and we are away to AFC Eskilstuna. For some reason, I thought we had done it. We haven't done it. So here we are at the home ground of Eskilstuna. It is, yeah, I don't know where this is. I don't know if this is like a city or something. Let me know if you're a Swede, a home Swede, or if you just know about it. But we're going to drop our little man in to see the ground. And first of all, it's actually a proper ground, which is good. It's got some... I thought, is it just me? Have we done this? Or does everywhere in Sweden just kind of look the same? Because I feel like we have done this actually, now that I'm looking at it. We've definitely done this ground before. Well, we've already done this one, so I guess we can't do this away day. So I guess, yeah, there's no away day today. I had a feeling we'd done this. And now I'm seeing this little, I remember this. Yeah. There you go. Well, with a failed away day done, we've already obviously done that, so we are going to ignore that and move on straight to the game. And this is the team we're going to put out there to hopefully win the game. We've had, obviously, a little bit of a decision to make with Chambo obviously going to be out for a few games. We've basically got 2 options. We can either just do a like-for-like replacement with him and Rosberg. Rosberg did score in the one game, in one of the 3 games he's appeared in, so... maybe he is finally going to be, getting good. I wouldn't expect it though, which is why I'm going to go with the other option, which is to move Fall into striker position and then bring this guy, Surin Hagop, on to the right wing to replace Fall. He's not done too well since he's come on off the bench. He's only 2.5 stars of current ability, so he's definitely not the best player. But he is on a loan. We were expected to play him, I think, a decent amount. I can't even remember what we said. Maybe we didn't say how much he was going to play. But yeah, he's going to come in on the right-hand side. Fall's going to move on up top. Obviously, Worrell and Emerson keep their place. The rest of the squad is as you'd expect. We've got Robinson, we've got Pettersson, back 4 of Christensen, Gunnarsson, Thornberg, and El Juwani. I have started to play Gunnarsson over Orvason. I'm still not convinced on it. I think Orvason still might be, for some reason, the better centre-back. Even though the star ratings suggest Gunnarsson's better, I think technically he's better, but I actually think physically Orvason's better, and it seems to be a down at this level. The physicals matter much more than the technicals. If you just look at the key stats, I think can we do a comparison on the 2? Here we go. I don't think I've ever done this in Football Manager. Where is Gunnarsson? Where is the boy? There he is. If we look at attributes, key attributes, so he's better at head. So if you think about a centre back, you want him to be good at heading, marking, and tackling. Well, marking and tackling definitely goes to Gunnarsson by quite a good amount, but the heading is much higher with Orvason. If we look at positioning, it's kind of equal. If we look at I guess bravery, it's slightly in Orvason's favour, but then the physical stats are all in Orvason's favour. He's more agile, he's got a bigger jumping reach, he is fitter, he's got more stamina. They're about as quick, he's slightly not as strong. It's probably quite equal, I guess maybe. Yeah, I guess if it's not really hard, it's harsh to compare maybe the percentages. If we look at, I guess, is there any tackle completion ratio? So he tackles more, I guess. He wins more tackles. But his average rating isn't as high. So I think he does... I mean, he's probably just played more games. Which is, yeah... hard to say, really. But I think in the defensive stuff, he does actually beat him. It's just the average rating hasn't been as high. So we're going to go with Gunnarsson with that little comparison there. But I don't think there's much in it. But yeah, this is the team we're going with. Like I say, we're on a terrific run of form. So really, we're just taking it a game at a time, trying to keep in amongst a promotion race. Because if we can get promoted, that would be huge. Obviously, this is our third season in the division. But it's nice to see us just making progress. You know, it's not necessarily going to be a failed season if we don't go up. I don't think we were ever expecting to go up. The board at this point have raised their expectations slightly. So the first 2 seasons in the league, it was attempt to avoid relegation. Now they want us to just finish in a relegation playoff place. So basically, avoid an automatic spot is basically the want from the excuse me, from the board, which we've managed to do. And I think we will do because we are looking good. But we won't be doing it if we keep giving the ball away. And Eskilstuna threw on goal and thankfully do put it wide. But that was poor from Worrell. And like I say, we do always have the option to just put Fall back out on the right if he doesn't suit being a striker. We don't have to play that hag up. But we'll see how he gets on today. And we'll see how Fall, also importantly, we'll see how Fall gets on today. But that's good work from the two of them. And Pettersson really should have just got the ball into Fall. But he finds El Juani. And El Juani's offside. How is El Juani offside? He was literally behind the ball. It must have been someone stood in front of the goalkeeper or stood in an offside position that's interfered with it. Or maybe it was the player who made the assist was offside beforehand. But that was disappointing. But I think we should have just got the ball straight into Fall. But Hagop did well to combine with El Juani there. It's a shame it isn't going to count, but now it's Eskilstuna coming forward. A long floater into the box. Thompson doesn't deal with it, and El Juani just clears his lines out for a corner. But that was a little bit of a worrisome moment there. And it's been a bit of a weird game so far. Definitely could have been goals either side. These are down in 9th, but I think that's an underachievement for them because I think they are meant to be like one of the top 5 sides in the league. So you would expect them to start to turn that around, but hopefully not against us. But Chambo's been our top scorer, so it's definitely slightly worrisome that he is out for obviously a couple of months. Probably going to take him a couple games to get back to full fitness as well. So we really need to find a solution without him. We can't just entirely rely on him for the goals. He hasn't been the only goal scorer. Fall and Emerson have definitely contributed, but Chambo has been, as usual, the main man. But that's a good ball up from Gunnarsson. Just a big launcher, but Worrell can get on the end of it. Worrell swings one in, trying to find Fall maybe, but it actually falls to Pettersson, who's also a big boy. Unfortunately, his header does loop over the bar, but that wasn't bad. That was a decent run and ball in from Worrell. Worrell, I think, has only got 1 or 2, so he's definitely not being the most prolific this year. He was definitely better last year. Oh, now there's an injury. There's actually a couple injuries. This is what does us in, I think. So what we're going to have to do is Fall's going to have to go back out on the right, and then Rosberg's going to have to come on. Emerson's injured as well, but it's an orange injury, so he's going to have to just play through it. Unfortunately, we don't really have anyone else that can come on. The only way we could do this is probably by bringing on a midfielder to play out wide or moving Worrell out wide and playing one of the midfielders up front. Or I don't know. We'll have to manage it. Hopefully Emerson can see it out, but we will have to take him off at some point because he's clearly injured. And this is Emerson on the ball, plays a simple one to Robinson, who plays it to Pettersson, got lots of options on the right. He finds Fall back in his favoured position, who finds Emerson, who finds Rosberg. He's found the back of the net, but I'm pretty sure he's offside. But at least he's fine in the back of the net. If we can get Rosberg in, and if he can start to hit some of the heights that Chambo's been hitting, with the rest of the squad remaining the same, then that will be just fine. Obviously, Chambo is not the best player, so it's not like we're missing out on a world-class player, but he's for some reason just our only consistent goal scorer. Pettersson into El Jawani down, takes it right round his man, needs to find an option in the middle, cuts back, loses the ball. That was poor from El Jawani. There was a lot of players in the box. Thornberg just launches one up to Fall, who doesn't win it, and now we are potentially getting caught on the counter. Fall racing back to try and win the ball back. It doesn't tackle his man, and then El Jawani and Fall combine to defensively cover. It's back with them in their defensive shape now, and we've gotten back into our shape. This is normally where I'd like to see us try and be a little bit more aggressive to win the ball back, but we're just allowing them to play it out from the back. But then as soon as it gets out of their centre-backs, we do try and win it back, and that was a decent tackle from Fall, but no one's there to pick up the scraps. And I don't know if this is just going to be the end of the half, because nothing's really happening. There it is. It was the end of the half, but honestly, I think the stats will show them as probably having the better half, but from what we saw in the highlights, it was probably us. So we probably both should have scored. We've had the ball in the back of the net twice. We've just been offside twice. So we'll leave it as is. We'll leave Emerson on for now. Obviously, I do want to take him off as much as possible, but like I say, we just don't really have another option. So I am worried where this goal is going to come from. If we can keep the clean sheet and then just get any kind of goal, that will definitely do me. Pettersson on the free kick. I mean, a set-piece goal wouldn't go amiss right now. A set-piece goal just to get us 1-0 ahead and try and get the clean sheet would be good. But we are struggling a little bit this game, I think, with creating quality chances. We've only had, well, just the one shot on target now. With 60 minutes on the clock, Emerson's struggling. I think we'll have to take him off. I'm not really sure who we'll bring on. Could Robinson go out wide? I feel like he's our best midfielder. I don't really want to do that. Arneson's pretty quick. We're going to chuck Arneson out wide. It's not ideal, but he is pretty quick. So at the very least, he can do probably a job. He can probably do a job out there. It's not ideal. He's definitely not the best player. He's definitely not a natural fit for that position. But we'll bring him on. The change hasn't gone through, though, just yet. And there is a highlight. Fall wins the ball back. Plays it to Rosberg. Rosberg got men in front. Can he find an option? He does. Lots of men in front. Pettersson now needs to swing one in. Enrico Robinson's there. And that was a brilliant counter-attack. I don't really know what happened. The highlight just seemed to go and come back quite quickly. But it's countered. We are 1-0 up. And that's exactly what we want to see. And that was a very risky pass from Pettersson in the midfield. Didn't really need to do it, but Christensen on the ball. He's got room to move into if he wants to. He needs to be brave. He's still going, his big Christensen. Needs to just float one in. Does float one in, and Momar Fall uses that height, uses that jump and reach, gives it to Kevin Nolan, the chicken man. He's giving it the chicken dance. He's also giving it the stanky leg for some reason. And Fall gets his name on the team on the score sheet. What is happening? It's 2-0 up and things are looking good. Now we need to just make sure we don't let the foot off the gas and we keep going. We keep trying to get a third and we keep trying to be defensively stable. We want to keep the clean sheet, but there's a ball in the box and the clean sheet did not last very long. It's the 65th minute. It's now 2-1. Archie McGregor with one back. And like I say, now the floodgates have seemingly opened in this second half. It was quite a back and forth half. Again, Gunnarsson on a pretty low rating. Maybe Orvason is just going to be better for us. I don't know. I don't really know. I think in the next game, we'll just put Orvason back in and see how we get on. And then if he's better, then I guess we just stick with Orvason. Even if the stats are saying Gunnarsson's better, if the match rating favours Orvason and results are better under him, then it is what it is. But 86 minutes on the clock. Hopefully we just don't see any more highlights. We can run out 2-1 winners. We've definitely not steamrolled them today. But if we can take another 3 points, it keeps our good momentum going. It keeps the dynamics good. And we've managed to score a couple goals without our main man, which was the major worry. We're defensively decent and overall probably had the better game. So we are up in second, 1 point behind Vasalund in top. which is lovely to see. And yeah, we're having a much better season than we've had in previous years. Happy with that. And like I say, the good times just seem to be rolling. So we're going to go play our second game of the episode now. So for our second and final game of the episode, we are at home to Sundsvall. As you can see, we've had to make a few changes. So Hagop also picked up an injury, so he's going to be out for about 12 days. Chambo obviously still out, going to be out for a bit longer. And El Juwani has picked up a suspension. Just a one-game match ban from too many yellow cards, I think. So at the minute, this is the team we're going with for this game. We've got Thompson in goal. We've got Gunnarsson moving out to right back. We then got a centre-back partnership of Thornberg and Orvason. Christensen at left back. Pettersson and Robinson in midfield as normal, as you can see. All wanted the Icelandic midfielders when their contracts ended. Rico Robinson has also got interest in him from teams, I would imagine. Yeah, teams in the league above, which is not surprising. He's very, very good. But we've got him on a proper contract till the end of the year, so we don't have to worry about that too much. However, we do have to worry about potentially losing him. We then got Fall and Emerson on the wings, and then Rosberg and Worrell up front. Sanitz comes onto the bench, who hasn't really played at all. He hasn't played a single minute yet, so he comes in. We just signed too many other centre mids. I'm actually trying to get rid of him because he's £200 a week to just sit out of the squad. And then we've got Arneson. Other than that, we have basically no players on the bench. I don't like to put the grayed out players on the bench because it just feels unrealistic. So we've actually got, because we actually have so many Swedes out, we're actually going to have to leave Sanitz off again. So we've only got a 2-man bench. So Sanitz cannot get in this squad, which is a huge shame. But yeah, just a 1-man bench with the backup goalkeeper as well. I forgot to mention the other backup goalkeeper, Erlin. He was not playing and they weren't happy, so they decided to recall him, which was fine. He wasn't going to play anyway. We've got Stalnacki as our backup anyway, so that's fine. And Thompson is obviously our starter at the minute anyway. So overall, yeah, we are a little bit bare bones at the minute. Obviously, the suspension coming back will help. And then after that, it'll just be a case of getting those injured players back. But yeah, we definitely need more bodies in. But at the minute, we're a little bit hamstrung because we are outside of the transfer window. So unless a free transfer comes up, unless we're able to find a free transfer from anywhere, then we're a little bit stuck. To the guy who left a comment saying, go check all the African under-20s, under-19s. Worrell's through on goal here. Worrell! My word, not a bad effort. Good run from Worrell, just lacked a good finish. Yeah, to the guy who said, go check Angola, Algeria, that sort of stuff. I offered them trials. There wasn't really that many players sitting in those youth teams anyway. Probably because we don't have the African leagues loaded. We've only got the European leagues loaded, so there wasn't really anyone there. What I am going to do is also check all of the European youth teams as well. Basically, just go through every country's youth team. That's, realistic, and try and just see if there's anyone out of contract who we can bring in. But Robinson plays it into Christensen. Christensen feeds it, and Mo Fall's there again, and Mo Fall is becoming one of my favourite players. He's done it again, this boy. He's not a right winger, but because we make him as an inside forward, he basically cuts in and ends up being a striker anyway. He's our number 9. He plays on the right. We're a weird old team, but we are once again 1-0 up, and I'm buzzing. We are, again, down to bare bones, yet we're still winning games. Pettersson swings one in. He finds Fall, who knocks it on to Emerson, who just couldn't apply the finish. It was another good bit of work from Fall. I think he might be my favourite player. I think Robinson's our best player, but I actually think Mo Fall is becoming my favourite player. I feel like he's almost like a better version of Precious Johnson, just a big, tall striker. Obviously, in this case, he plays out on the right, but Precious Johnson was that kind of player as well. I don't think they're from the same nation, but they're both African. But I think Precious Johnson was Nigerian, and I think he's Senegalese. Is he Mo Fall? I can't remember. Worrell's got one in the back of the net. I'm pretty sure he's offside. He's not offside. That was a brilliantly timed run from Worrell. I wasn't really paying attention. I was thinking about where Fall was from. I think he's Senegalese. Let's take a look. I think we'll see. I mean, can't really see it, but I'm pretty sure that's the Senegal badge. But that was a brilliant run from Worrell, and that's a second assist of the day for Pettersson, who is it was another one. I was him and Orvason, the centre backs. I was very humming and hawing over who would be the better player. Again, Orvason having a good game at the back. I think he's got to be the man. I don't really see why we should play Gunnarsson when when we get the match. We'll wait for the match to be done, obviously, but when we get the match ratings, he does seem to do better. And we've definitely got away with one there. And fair play to Gunnarsson, he was there to clear. I guess the other option is we can always play Gunnarsson right back if El Juwani is unavailable. I'd rather have El Juwani, mostly just because he's Swedish, but he is actually a proper right back, whereas Gunnarsson is very much the centre-half playing out at the back. He's not as quick, not as mobile. But here is Gunnarsson, lumbering forward, needs to get a ball in the box, turns, does really well actually, keeps the ball alive, plays it, well, Fall played a pretty decent ball into Pettersson, but he just couldn't guide it into the back of the net. But that is 2-0 up at the half. Once again, I think we're in a promotion push. I think we're a much better side than we've been previously. I think we're in a promotion push. And like I said, I think it's twofold. I think we have had a good window. We've had a decent window. And we've left, obviously, enough budget to bring in English players primarily in the summer when the July free contract day happens. I'm hoping I'll be able to... Oh, Rosberg, but Emerson finishes it. Rosberg nearly got himself a goal, but Johnny Emerson was there on the rebound. It's 3. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I'm hoping what we can do this time around is be a little bit cleverer and add an optional extension on so we don't lose those kind of players. At the minute, I can't give Rico Robinson a new deal because he doesn't feel the rest of the squad is up to his ability, which pretty much means if he leaves, if his contract expires, he will just leave. He's not going to stay on a month-to-month. The only one who did stay on a month-to-month that we ended up signing was Chambo, so that was definitely a good idea because we definitely didn't bring in anyone to replace him. We had a number of options lined up, but they all went and signed for someone else. Just the case. Just the way it is. Rosberg plays it to Fall, who's got options in the middle, and he almost found it in the back of the net himself. It was a weird move. Kind of just ended up getting deflected, and the goalkeeper saved it. But yeah, we are cooking. I mean, we're a much better side today against Sundsvall. And what I was saying is, I think as the seasons have gone on, the other teams are actually starting to level out for where they're signing players. They're struggling to sign players as well. It's not just us. So we're actually just getting a little bit better every year, but the other teams are actually getting worse. So we're actually benefiting from that because we're making more progress purely just from the other teams not being able to sign players as good as they were previously, or as good as the squads they had in the start of the game. Emerson plays it to Worrell, and Worrell plays it out to Christians. I mean, we move the ball really well at the minute. I think this team just seems to has gelled quite quickly, and Robinson's through now. Not a bad effort. It was good work again, though. We're just getting balls into the space, passes into space, and it's working an absolute treat. And like I say, we've been brilliant today. We definitely don't need to be changing this 11. Even if players come back from injury, we should be playing this 11 again because maybe having Gunnarsson just as a more stable fullback, just a more defensive-minded fullback, is allowing us to be just that much more solid at the back. But I think we're just a better side, to be honest. I think we're in a promotion race. I think we have to start considering that fact that we are too good to be worried about relegation now. We are wanting to be a promotion. Now, we're definitely not ready for it because most of our players are only just okay for this level. So I think we are potentially overachieving slightly. I think in some of the results we've won, on other days we probably draw those games. So we are maybe in a slightly false position, but I do think we're doing well. And Fall, again, this is the thing we wanted. Players more aggressive in the tackle. And now Rosberg's on the score sheet. The youngster's been around since pretty much day one. We signed him on a non-contract. He's just kind of sat around the team. But he's actually got 2 goals. It took him all the way until the end of last season to get his very first goal for the club. First professional goal anyway. And now he's got another one. Maybe there's something in Rosberg. Maybe we can get something out of Rosberg. I might just keep him forever, to be totally honest with you. I think I might just keep him in my squad. Even if we move clubs, I might just keep him. Just as a guy to have for the laughs. Worrell into Emerson. Emerson, I mean, we've got so many bodies at forward. It falls to Worrell. I mean, that is not even tactics. That's just terrible defending from them. Played it straight in the path of Worrell. It's 5-0 now. And if it ever comes down to goal difference, we can look back at these games and be thankful that we scored so many when we were on top. Fall, a big floater into the box, which probably works well for us because we've got so many tall players. But Orvis in the centre half will pick it up. We'll recycle it all the way back to Worrell, who's feeling himself today. Gunnarsson turns into Pettersson, back to Gunnarsson, who goes for an effort, and it took a deflection, and it's going to be another corner. But yeah, we are massively on top of this game. I don't know where these are in the league. Who are we playing? Sundsvall. If we take a look at them, they're struggling. They were second bottom, so we won't read into this too much. But we are now 3 points clear of second. I mean, we should be going... Yeah, we should be going for the automatic position, not even just top 2. But top 2 would be a dream. We've obviously got some really good teams below us, like Östersunds, Nordic, those kind of teams you'd expect to start doing a little bit better. But yeah, another 2 wins, and we are cooking. We are definitely cooking on gas, which you'll love to see. So that's going to do it for now. Like I said, with 3 points clear, we should be going for the top. Vassal are unbeaten. Unfortunately, we play them quite soon, so we will have to do that off camera. But I think what we'll do is we'll come back for Östersunds, because that will be... Yeah, what we'll do is we'll come back for Östersunds, and we'll play Östersunds... Or should we... Yeah. You know what? I was going to come back for Östersunds to do the away day. I know we haven't done an away day in a while, but when we come back for Stocksund, that'll be free transfer day. So if we do that and then Karlstad away, we might not do an away day, but we can certainly start to get the July transfer stuff, and then we can kickstart that, and then the episode after will probably come back sometime in August and wrap up all the signings if we made any. But yeah, that'll definitely be... Actually, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea, actually, because realistically, we're not going to bring players in. We're probably not going to sign anyone in the first week anyway. So what we will do is we'll come back for Östersunds, do an away day, play the Stocksund game, and then that can be then the start of us trying to bring players in on the freeze. We'll come back probably for the Nordic game, not go too far ahead, and then show you off, obviously, any of the players we signed at that point. Because it's not a guarantee just because they're released in July that we'll be able to sign them in July. We might have to be a little bit patient. But we're going to play all the way... Yeah, we're going to play these 5 games off camera. We'll come back for Östersunds. We'll do an away day. And hopefully we'll still be in a promotion push by then. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Euro Journeyman. And I'll see you all for more very soon.